What's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in again to this channel. So today I'm gonna go ahead and take you through the SCCM console. So in my previous video, we learned about how to download SCCM lab kit, install SCCM lab kit, updating all computers within the lab network, creating new organizational unit, users and computers within domain controllers. So today I'm gonna go ahead and just give you an overview of the SCCM console. So once you do have your lab set up, you can just pretty much open your console, and this is how you're gonna do that. So once you go to Start menu, and then on your Microsoft Endpoint Manager, you click the down arrow and then it will give you your console. You just need to click on it to open it. Now, I just want to make you guys aware that this lab server gives you a pretty pre-installed SQL server as well and everything for you. You don't need to, stress on installing SQL service and everything. So it has everything already configured for you. All you just gotta do is to just hop inside and start learning, you know what I mean? So let's get into our endpoint configuration manager and see what we do got going on. So, just trying to boot up, and this is our console, SCCM now endpoint configuration manager. So, all right, so this is just for training purposes. Now, I'm just gonna take you through the entire um, an overview of the entire console. So this is how it's gonna pop up when you load it up. So we do have users, and then it will pretty much show you all the users you do have within your network on SCCM. Now, if you haven't given a right to a user in your active domain controller, it will not pop up here. So you need to give rights and privileges or permissions for users within your active domain for them to be able to pop up here. Now, so these are the users that I currently do have here, and as you can see, this is me right now. Now, what we're going to do is to, when you go to devices, it will give you the number of devices you do have set up on your network, and it will let you know whether you do have your clients set up on them or not. So as we can see, this green check mark shows that we do have endpoint configuration manager, the configuration manager set up on these devices. It says we under clients, is the client set up under this computer? Yes, we do have a green check mark. Is the client set up on this? Yes. Now it is not set up on this, and it is not set up on that as well. Later in my other videos, I'll take you through how to install the configuration manager setup on a client computer. So this is just to show you that it will show you the devices you do have within your network, and it will show you whether these clients are installed on your client computers or not. So if it is, it will give you a check mark and it will say yes. If no, no check mark, and it will give you a no. So this is my configuration manager server. This is my domain controller server. Now I do not have it installed on these computers. These are my computers, and I do not have the client computers, and I do not have configuration manager installed on those. So later in my next video, I'll show you how to do that. So let's move on. Now, user collections is probably actually, so let's say I want to install um, Microsoft Office 365 or of 365 on these computers. Now, I can create a collection of people that I want them to have this 365 application. Or I can decide to create a collection of people or groups that I want to push this software to. Now, this means that once they log in into your computer, I can decide to install it on their computer to this collection of people, or I can decide to push it to them and they will find it within their software center for them to install. So I can either do it by a group of people or I can do it by a device collection. So the device collection will give you, a collection of devices that you want to install these applications on or you want to push deployments on. So user migration, just want to, if you're migrating your domain, know that you have stuff for that, settings for that. Asset intelligence probably give you, the kind of assets you do have, your hardware requirements and everything, the product life cycle. And compliance, I do have a video on compliance coming up, how to set up a configuration items and how to configure baselines, which are pretty much very important within our enterprise network. So I do have a video coming up for that. OneDrive, user data and profiles, compliance policies, Microsoft Edge, and most importantly, endpoint protection. Now, once we are pushing all these applications or packages to end users, we need to make sure that they are protected as well. So, we do have endpoint protection here as well that we can configure. Later on, I will show you and how to configure firewalls and how to uh, firewall policies and how to scan your client computers, because every now and then you need to be able to scan your client computers at least once a day, and that will be actually be a quick scan and then a full scan once a week, to make sure that you don't have any malwares on your computer. Now we can set up a BitLocker management, but the problem that I've seen with the BitLocker management is it hardly works on a remote computer. It does work on an actual physical computer, but I haven't been able to get it to work on a virtual machine. So we can configure a firewall, we can create new policies, which later on I'll take you through how to do that as well. Endpoint protection, just to make sure our computers are well protected. Now we can go to software library. So for software library, this is actually where we create new applications, create new packages. So for instance, if we have about 100 computers within our network and we want to install Epic on these computers, we can pretty much push Epic application on this computer. So what we need to do is to create an application and then we push it to this computer. So we won't have to install these applications on these computers one by one. So we can also push in packages as well. We can create new packages and yeah. So we can also push in patches and updates. We can schedule patches to work on our client computers. And we can also, just push patches from Microsoft, because Microsoft actually releases patches second Tuesday of every month. We can configure that and set up patches and software updates for our client computers. Now we can also configure operating systems via GPU policies. You can set up a GPU policy to set up operating systems within SCCM, and you do have Windows 10 updates and services and everything. We can push Microsoft Edge and 365 as well by installing and then pushing it to our client computer. So I do have videos on all this that we will go through in my upcoming ones. We can also, very importantly, we can also monitor our logs and everything from the service that we do have in our client computers. We can also do this by going through, getting our reports. And I haven't configured this at all, so I don't have any reports. We can link this to SQL to SQL server, which is on here, to Power BI reports to get our Power BI reports as well, which is here. It's not configured as of now. And yeah, we do have a lot going on with SCCM. We do have a lot going on. And if we do have Microsoft Azure, we can also link it up. If you are in an environment where you do have Microsoft Intune, you can pretty much set it up and link it to your cloud management here, and then you can co-manage as well. And for administration, yeah, pretty much, if we want to create a reporting, if we want to create a reporting, if we want to create a, what do you call it? If we want to create, will come just a second. If we want to create endpoint protection, we can do so from here. If we want to create a reporting services point, we can do so from here and all that. And we can pretty much create a lot of things using sites. We have security, user roles. You have roles for all these users. You can set it up. For instance, if you have people, this is full admin. Now you don't want to give full admin to everybody within your network, especially if people are working on sys administration works. Yeah, you just gotta make sure who gets a full admin. And yeah, security scope, you can define your scope, accounts, and all that. So yeah, that's pretty much about SCCM. And if you also want to get updates to update this console, you can just go to administration and then update and servicing. And these are the updates that I do have. You can check for updates here just like we did in Windows computers. Check for updates and then okay, and then it will check for updates. You can refresh it, and then you can pretty much select which ones, the current ones that you want to have. As you can see, we do have the days these updates were pushed, if they are available to download, and all that. This is a version of the consoles. You just can download the current ones if you want, and you just select it and download from here. And once you download, you can just install it. So that's about it for, you know, an overview of Endpoint Configuration Manager or SCCM. And just check out for next videos coming up. And thank you for watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button and follow for more videos. Thank you for watching and have a good one.